Welcome to Penny Flow, where we talk about money, wealth, investing, and management. And in today's video we will be talking about how to pay off debts. Please make sure you stay tuned to the end of this video. What is debt? A debt is when you owe money to someone or a firm. Yes, we're talking about credit cards, student loans, mortgages, payday loans, personal loans, and even car loans. Ways to get out of debt. Number 1. Get a seasonal, part-time job. With the holidays coming up, local retailers are searching for versatile, seasonal employees who during the busy festive season will keep their stores operational. You may take up one of these part-time jobs if you're willing and able and earn some extra cash to use against your debts. Even outside the holidays, there could be plenty of seasonal jobs available. Springtime brings the need for seasonal greenhouse employees and farm jobs, while summer calls for tour operators, from lifeguards to landscapers, and other forms of outdoor temporary workers. Fall brings seasonal jobs, pumpkin patches, and fall harvest for haunted house attractions. Number 2. Drop expensive habits. If you're in debt and are chronically short every month, it may be the best time to review your behaviors. No matter what, looking at the little ways you spend money regularly makes sense. That way, you can decide if these purchases are worth it and find ways to reduce them or get rid of them. If smoking or alcohol is your expensive habit, it's an easy one to stop. It will stand between you and your long-term objectives. Alcohol and tobacco do nothing for you. If your habit is expensive, such as a daily latte, restaurant lunches during working hours, or fast food, the best strategy to tackle this is to generally cut down or replace these habits with something less expensive. Number 3. Sell everything you don't need. If you're looking for a way to quickly earn some cash, it could pay to first take stock of your belongings. Most of us have things lying around that we rarely use and can do without it. Why not sell your extra things and pay off your debts with the funds? If you live in a neighborhood that permits it, the cheapest and simplest way to unload your unwanted possessions for a profit is typically a good old-fashioned yard sale. Otherwise, through a consignment store or one of the many online resellers out there. Number 4. Create and live with a low budget. You'll need to curb your spending as much as you can if you want to pay off debt faster. A bare-bones budget is one tool you can build and use. A bare-bones budget can look different for everyone, but it should be free of any extras such as going out to eat, cable television, or excessive spending. With this approach, you can cut your expenses as low as they can go and survive on little for as long as you can. You should be able to pay much more for your loans if you live on a strict budget. Note, bare-bones budgets are only supposed to be temporary. You can start adding discretionary expenses back to your monthly schedule once you're out of debt or a lot closer to your target. Number 5. Try the debt snowball method. Consider using the debt snowball strategy to speed up the process even further and gain momentum if you are in the mood to pay more than the minimum monthly payments on your credit cards and other debts. As a first move, you may want to list all the debts you owe from smallest to highest, clear the smallest balance with your surplus funds, and also make the minimum payments on all your larger loans. Start moving the extra money into the next smallest debt until the smallest debts is paid off before you pay that big debt off. Over time, your tiny balances can vanish one by one, freeing up more dollars to clear the larger debts and loans you owe. This snowball effect encourages you first to pay down smaller balances, thus allowing you to save the biggest loans for last. The aim is to snowball all your extra dollars into your debts, and you will be ultimately debt-free. Number 6. Pay more than the minimum payment. If you pay a regular 15% APR, pay the average credit card balance of $15,609, and make the minimum monthly payment of $625, it would take you 13.5 years to pay it off, and that's only if, in the meantime, you don't add to the balance, which can be a burden on its own. If you are carrying credit card debt, personal loans, or student loans, paying more than the required monthly payment is one of the easiest ways to pay them off faster. Doing so will not only help you save interest throughout your loan, but it will also speed up the process of payoff. To prevent any complications, make sure that before you get started, your loan does not charge any prepayment fees. Number 7. Use found money to pay off balances. Throughout the year, most people come across some sort of found money. You might get a yearly increase, an inheritance, or a bonus at work. Or maybe every spring, you are counting on a huge, fat tax refund. Whatever kind of found money it is, it will go a long way towards helping you become debt-free. You can use those dollars to pay off a significant chunk of debt anytime you come across some unexpected sources of revenue. Use the cash to pay down your smallest balance if you're doing the debt snowball phase. And if you just have large balances left, you can use those dollars to clear a massive chunk of whatever's debt you owe. Number 8. Step away from the debt. We all get tempted in various ways. It could be the local mall for many of our favorite online stores. It could be driving past a favorite restaurant for others, and wishing we could pop inside for a favorite meal. And for those with a spending penchant, putting a credit card in their pocket is too much temptation to bear. Whatever the greatest temptation is, when you pay off debt, it's better to stop it entirely. It can be hard to avoid new debts when you're continually tempted to spend, let alone pay off old ones. So, avoid temptation everywhere you can, even if it means finding a different route home, avoiding the internet, or keeping the refrigerator filled so that you're not tempted to splurge. And if you need to, for the time being, stash those credit cards away in a sock drawer. When you're debt-free, you can still bring them out. Number 9. Ask for lower interest rates on your credit cards, and negotiate other bills. It's worth contacting your card issuer to bargain if your credit card interest rates are so high that it feels almost impossible to make headway on your balances. Believe it or not, it is currently very popular to call for lower interest rates, and if you have a decent history of paying your bills on time, there is a fair chance of having a lower interest rate. Beyond credit card interest, many other kinds of bills can typically be negotiated down or removed as well. In 6 bills you can bargain down to save money. Be aware, the worst that anyone can say is no. And the less you pay for your fixed costs, the more money you'll be able to spend on your debts. Extra tips for getting out of debt. Number 1. Look into debt consolidation. Via debt restructuring, rolling several loans into one payment, preferably with a lower interest rate, will make your debt easier to handle and less costly overall. The less interest you have to pay, the more money you can put into reducing the underlying debt. 2 solid solutions for debt reduction are a 0% interest balance transfer credit card or a debt consolidation loan. Note that to qualify, you'll need a decent credit score. Each lender often sets its conditions, and only one piece of the puzzle could be the credit score. Number 2. Stop using your credit cards. It will be easier to handle by keeping your debt from getting any bigger. Not adding to the balance as you pay off debt will also help increase the use of your cred, or the ratio of your debt balance to your available credit, which is a big factor in determining your credit score. One approach is to avoid using your credit cards. The lower your use of credit, the more your credit score represents it. Number 3. Figure out your budget. You will allow you to find out whether you have enough more funds to pay off your debt by having a handle on your income and expenditures. Your payout timetable can be improved by spending more than the minimum per month, Work to create an emergency fund while you concentrate on debt payout. When an unforeseen cost happens, even a tiny one will keep you from going deeper into debt. Number 4. Reduce your spending. A single dollar counts. Cutting down costs can add up easily, such as streaming services, ordering dinner delivery, or ditching a costly phone. Consider what you would give up to be debt-free. Number 5. Get a side hustle to increase your income. Scraping extra cash together will boost how much you can put into your mortgage, accelerating your payout. Look at the hustle on the legal side. In less than an hour, some work can be completed, including user testing for websites and applications. Others, like freelancing, can take longer but can give you more cash. Number 6. Know when to call it quits. Debt can be too much occasionally. If you have a hard time keeping up with your debt payments and your overall debt is more than 50% of your gross annual income, it may be time to get outside assistance. Debt reduction options, such as a non-profit, credit counseling agencies, debt management plans, and bankruptcy, may give you the reduction you need to move beyond your debts. Otherwise, it might take years to pay off what you owe and get in the way of other financial priorities, such as saving for retirement or a down payment on a home. What steps would you take to pay off your personal debts? Leave your thoughts in the comment.